Hi guys, welcome back to TradePoint FX. And if you are new to this channel, this is TradePoint FX. In this particular video, I'll be showing you the trade ideas and setup we have for the week. So here you will not only learn about how to trade the forex market to make profit, but also to know the particular pairs we are looking at for the week as the market opens. So in this particular video, I have on my watch list certain pairs I've analyzed, and I'll be analyzing it here in this video quickly so you know what you are looking at as this video. So if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification button to always get notification when videos like this is dropped. So I will not want to waste much of our time. I want to go into what the business you have for the day. And if you are here to check the previous video, kindly do so. In the last video, I analyzed DXY. So I also have it here on the screen. DXY is the US dollar index. And in the last video, I explained the importance of DXY. For this particular week, anyway, we have major fundamentals on the US dollar on Tuesday, on Wednesday, CPI on Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday. So it is very important that we understand what the US dollar is about to do, is going to do, so as to make money in the forex market this week. So quickly again, I want to analyze it again, just like a recap on it. So let's proceed. I would like to start my analysis from the daily time frame. So here on the daily time frame, let me hide all these drawing tools. So here on this daily time frame, what is the market structure here? We can see clearly that this market is bullish. The US dollar market is in an uptrend. So this market is clearly bullish. Number one. So I will bring back my drawings on it. So we can see that here, and we can see that on this trend. We can see it here. We can see this trend, this uptrend. We can see it clearly. That this market is bullish. However, there is something that is happening currently. This particular point here, I believe you can see this particular area is a Fibonacci retracement from higher time frame. A bearish Fibonacci retracement from higher time frame of what's it called? The monthly time frame. It's a retracement. So if you haven't checked the last video, kindly do so for full updates on this analysis. So looking at it now, you have seen rejection on this area, on this zone. Even on the time frame, we have seen rejection, multiple rejections. We can see it. We have seen rejection here, which means for the next few weeks, possibly everything being equal, we expect the US dollar to be bearish, to sell to some certain level before it continues its bullish movement. But looking at the daily time frame, we see that this bullish trend has come to an end. So going to H4 now, to the H4, we have levels for the bearish entry. So to take to take our short trade here, we have our potential point of interest. The first and the let me say the one with higher chance is for us to wait for this market to break this support level here, this particular support level. So the first thing is for us to wait for market to break through this support level and retest it. Then we can take our sell trade. So something like this. From this point, wait for a clear breakout on this particular support level. Breakouts, go back for a retest where we can now take our sell trade. So that is our first interest, or let me say the possible interest for selling. So we can have something like this. So this is the don't let me say most accurate, but this will give us a strong confirmation that truly DXY wants to sell. Let me put it like that. This setup will give us higher confidence, higher chances that truly DXY want to sell. Because this support is the only thing preventing it from selling at this moment. Once it breaks through this support level, go back for a retest. We should be expecting this here. That is DXY to go down, to sell, to start forming a bearish trend, at least for some time. However, it's not as if you don't have a point of interest to sell above this support. Those ones come with a very little chances with high risk. I believe you understand. So the risk to reward ratio on this kind of setup is not very high compared to when we wait patiently for price to break through the support. So another point of interest we have, which we have above this support area, is the Fibonacci retracement. If you take a look at the Fibonacci retracement here on H4, this from the last created high to the last created low. Okay, we have this particular point I've marked out to be our key zone for the Fibonacci, 0.618. So we can see this level to be our key zone for our Fibonacci retracement level. We can see that, and I've marked that particular zone out. I'll delete my Fibonacci. However, there's another point of interest if you go to a lower time frame like the H1. So let's take a look at something here on H1. This point. I think you should come and take your stuff. This point, you can say this point is a swing high to the last created high to this low. If you pick that point to draw a Fibonacci, we get this level. So let me do that now. So from this point down to this, to the last low, so we can see here on H1 that we have another point of interest where the price is currently. Where we have our price currently is a key zone on Fibonacci retracements too. So, which means from this point, we can take our sell trade, our sell entry, right where price is currently, like at the moment, with our stop loss above the level down to the support area, the support zone, something like this. So this shows that DXY is bearish, or let me say it's ready to sell. And what does this mean for other USD pairs? So when we look at, consider pairs like the GBP USD, the Euro USD, the AUD USD, the NZD USD, we should be ready to go long on those pairs, to buy them, like at the moment, due to the analysis we have on DXY now. So that is that about that. Now to the business of the week. So our watch list now. On our watch list, we have the GBP AUD down to the Euro NZD. So these pairs, let's start from the number one. I would like to start my analysis from the daily time frame. Okay. So quickly. Okay, nothing much on the daily time frame, the H4. Okay, it's very simple and clear here on the H4. This market has been moving nicely in a downtrend. What is our point of interest? Let's see that in H1. So here on H1, we can see that for some times now, price have been expecting this downtrend. You can see it, the first touch here, the first touch. We have our second touch. Then we have the third touch. Even for the fourth time. So what is our point of interest? Our point of interest is that at any point in time this week, if price retraces and touch this downtrend line with a confirmation of rejection candle on H1 at least, you be ready to sell and continue with this downtrend. That is that about this. At any given point in time, you expect price to pull back, test this downtrend line, give us a rejection candle for confirmation, then we sell. Price is very funny. It can move down from this point. From here, price can move down from there before going to test this, then before coming down. But as usual, our own is to wait for price. And follow it. So this is one of the pair you'll be looking at on our watch list. GBPAUD. We know what to do here. We know what you are expecting. Let price move in any way, but once it gets to this downtrend line, wait for our confirmation. And our confirmation for entry is at least a rejection counter on each one. So once we have our rejection on this downtrend line, anywhere on this downtrend line, once you have the rejection counter here, we take our sell trade. So that is that about GBPAUD. It's not that hard. Same thing also on EURAUD. Similar thing. We can see price moving nicely on this downtrend. So we are waiting patiently for price to test this downtrend at any point in time this week. A rejection on the downtrend line, we take our sell trade. That is that about AUD. EURAUD2 is not that difficult. So as simple as it is. We just sit back, wait for price to get to our point of interest, give us confirmation for our entry, then we take our sell, our trade with our risk to reward. Our stop loss above the entry level, then we look for our target. That is that on EURAUD2. EUROJPY, EUROJPY2. EUROJPY has been moving nicely too on a downtrend. You can see the first touch, the second touch, third touch. At any point in time, if price gets to this point, to this downtrend line, give us a confirmation that is a rejection on H4 or H1, we take our sell trade. However, we can't overlook this current downtrend line too. Where price is currently, we can't overlook it. Which means if price should touch this trend and give us a reaction on it, a rejection counter on each one, we can still sell from this point. So this trend line or this trend line, either of them are still valid trend line because price is still respecting them. Either of them here are still a valid trend line because price is still respecting them. So at any point in time, we get our confirmation for entry, that is rejection candlestick. We'll be looking forward to take a sell trade on EUROJPY2. So for this week, we wait patiently for price to get to our point of interest, give us confirmation for our entry, then we take our trade. So that is that about EUROJPY. Something similar to the AUDJPY. Although I won't say I have a feeling, but looking at the strength of the AUD recently, if you check across the AUD pairs, we will see that the AUD pairs are in a strongly bullish movement. They have kind of a bull strength in them, which makes AUD JPY kind of skeptical about trading it, because although the JPY pairs are very weak, AUD is still strong. What am I trying to explain here? Instead of selling, because of the strength of the AUD JPY might end up ranging. It wants to buy and JPY wants to sell. So there's a tug of war between both of them. However, you can't overlook this setup too. So price is currently on this downtrend line. And in my opinion, I would say this is even ready to sell, only that you don't have a confirmation for entry. At this particular point, looking at it closely, we don't have rejection on H1 yet. Prices as price is at our downtrend line, yes. Price is around our downtrend line, yes. But we still need confirmation for entry. There's no rejection on H1 yet. The H1 is not rejecting yet. So we wait patiently. Once we get a clear rejection here. So on AUD JPY, as I said, the bullish trend on AUDPL is still very high. The strength is still very high. So this particular trade setup, you can see that price is already on the downtrend line. However, there is no confirmation for entry yet. The H1 is not rejecting yet until we see something like that. Although it looks like this downtrend line will now be invalid. But it's not valid. It's not invalid, rather. It's not invalid at the moment. However, let's still watch patiently. It might give just a fake, you understand, just a fake breakout. So what is a clear rejection? A clear rejection is until we see a strong candle, at least on H4, something like this. Something like this. This is very big. Once we see it above this now, we can see that is a clear breakout. Or we have like at least three consecutive bullish candle above this area now. At least three. See green candle, 1, 2, 3. Above this downtrend line. You can see the trend is invalid. But I believe you understand what a fake breakout is. Price can just move a little up, maybe to this resistance level, then drop. Something like this. You have a resistance level here. If you look at it, lower time frame. If you check at a lower time frame, let's see H1, you can see that that's still resistance. So price can still just move, causing a fake breakout on this downtrend line, then sell. So this also can stand as our point of interest, this resistance level. This particular resistance can still stand as our point of interest. That is that about AUD JPY. So any rejection on this resistance, we can look forward to take a short trade to continue the bearish movement. The next one we have is the NZD JPY. All are very similar, the JPY pairs. The movement are very similar on JPY pairs. So we can also see that on the 4-hour time frame too, the movement on NZD JPY is bearish. The first touch, the second, the third, and we are looking for the fourth touch. So we expect price to pull back, test it. Once price tests this downtrend line, we see a rejection on it, H1 at least minimum. Because we are using H4 time frame for analysis. So a rejection on H1 is still okay. Once we get a candle rejection on H1, at least we should be looking forward to sell. So we can see that price is approaching it. Price is approaching our downtrend line. So once price tests the downtrend line, the rejection on it, then we sell. That's about NZD JPY. Another one like it is the Euro card. Euro card. Similarly, this too is on the downtrend line. Euro card. So what are we looking out for too? Although we have equal lows on Euro card, which means at this point this trend might change from this downtrend to uptrend, because this equal low is a chart reversal pattern. Double bottom, first bottom, second bottom. But you will still know that this is not valid until we break this neckline. So until we see something like this break out on this trend line, a retest. So this is not valid. This double bottom is not valid until we break this neckline. So what are we looking at? We are looking for sell, because this downtrend is still valid. Let's see if price will test this downtrend line, reject, then drop. Price move up, test this downtrend line, drop. So that is what you are looking at. Or even price can still move as far as to this neckline, reject this neckline, then drop. So these are 2 points of interest on Euro card, either the downtrend line or the resistance zone. I believe you know our point of interest. So either this or this for Euro card. What is our entry for confirmation? The rejection candlestick. Rejection candlestick. Once we spot a rejection on each one. Each one is very good. It's not as if you can use M30 or M15, but I do prefer each one for strong confirmation. So once each one rejects, we take our trade for Euro card too. So I'm still interested in the sale. Still interested in the sale until we see a clear breakout of this neckline before we can start thinking of buy. Break out a retest, and then we can start buying. But then for now, the sale is still very, very intact and valid. So next, what do we have? We have Euro, we have GBP card too. GBP card as well is moving in a similar way to Euro card. GBP card. You can see price on the downtrend line. The first touch here, the second, and the third. So let's see what will happen when London session opens. During London session, price moves up, test this downtrend line, give us a rejection on it, then we take our sell as far as this particular point of interest here. So that is that about GBP card 2. Test our downtrend line, reject on H1 at least, then we sell for GBP card. What then do we have next? GBP JPY. GBP JPY, okay, the JPY are very similar. If you analyze through all the JPYs, almost all of them are similar, are moving in a similar way. So you can see clearly too, these markets have been bearish. That is throughout last week. And it doesn't mean it can't continue its bearish momentum this week. What you just have to wait for is our own reaction, our own price reaction on this downtrend line. Once we break out of it, then we know the downtrend line is invalid. But for now, since price is still within the range, it is still valid. So we expect price to go a little, pull back a little, test this downtrend line, reject. You can see an example of rejection on each one. Looking at this previous rejection on this downtrend line, we can see that rejection on each one and see the drop at least to some extent. So also, we wait patiently for price to test this downtrend line, reject on it on at least H1. Then we can do what? Sell. Continue the sell. We don't want to go against the trend. So we are not interested in the buys for now. We are not interested. As far as this is concerned, the bearish trend is still very valid. It's still very valid. So what do you want to do? You want to join the trend and make money. So what else do we have? We have the Euro CHF. The Euro CHF. Let's take it from the H4. The Euro CHF. Okay, looking at it from the 4-hour time frame, this market has. So looking at it from the H4, this market has shifted from uptrend now to a downtrend. Let's switch to daily and see. Very good. Can we see? This market was on an uptrend for some moment, for some time rather, for some time it has been in an uptrend. And now we can see that it has moved out of this and forming a downtrend. So price have tested this 3 times. The first time here, the second time, the third time, and we still have confidence that it can test it again anytime during this week. Price test this particular downtrend line, rejects on H1 at least H1. A rejection on H1 at least. Rejects on H1, then we see also what is our bias. Something like this, then this. So that is that about Euro CHF. And last but not the least is Euro NZD. Euro NZD, I have 2 buyers on Euro NZD. So let's take it to the daily. On the daily time frame, you can see that we are on a bullish trend on the daily time frame. So price, I've tested this trend line the first time, the second time too, yeah, and the third time. So this is our next possible entry. This area is our next possible entry. And I believe you know that we are on a daily time frame. So this can take days before we get our confirmation. Price is not on the downtrend, on the uptrend line rather. It's not on the uptrend line yet. So we still have a couple of days for price to get to our point of interest, get our confirmation before we can buy. So this is the first bias on Euro NZD. However, we can see that price is moving currently on a downtrend on a lower time frame like H1. So it is still very reasonable or still very valid if we take our sell trade down to the point of interest where we are looking for buy opportunity. We have seen two touches on this downtrend line. The first touch here, the second touch here. So once we get the third touch on this downtrend line, we can sell Euro NZD down to the point of interest when we want to take our buy trade. So I believe this is clear enough. So these are let me say that these are potential trades for this week. You can see a lot of them. So the best thing for us is to go back to our charts as individual, analyze and pick the one that best fits our strategy. I have analyzed how many pairs now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 pairs here on our watch list. And this doesn't mean I'll take every single trade here. I've only analyzed potential trades. When I mean potential trades, that all of them have the potential to make us money. However, we have additional confirmation to taking this trade, and I've explained that in this video. Once we wait patiently for price to get to our point of interest, we wait for entry confirmation, which is at least minimum H1 rejection. I make use of H4 too, but at least H1 is still very okay. Minimum of H1. I don't use the M30, I don't use the M15. At least H1. So once price gets to our potential point of entry, let me run us through it quickly. We can see our point of entry is the downtrend line here on GBP AUD. We wait for confirmation entry, take our sell trade. Euro AUD 2. Price is still very far from the downtrend line, but if for any reason, any point in time in the week, price tests this downtrend line, we wait for our rejection candle and we take our sell trade. Then we have Euro JPY 2. We have our potential point of interest. Also, we have AUD JPY. This candle will close in the next, this H1 candle will close in the next 8 minutes. Looking at it here, we close in the next 8 minutes. So I'll wait for this candle to close. This might be our next trade. Once this candle closes, this H1 candle closes a clear rejection candle, I'll be taking a short trade. I'll be selling AUD JPY ASAP. But then I have 8 minutes left. I'll have to wait for the next 8 minutes. So also we have our NZD JPY down to Euro JPY. We have our WhatsApp group and Telegram channel. Our Telegram group, it will be added to the description of this video, so you can kindly connect if you are not part of the member of the TradePoint FX. You can check the link to the WhatsApp group and the Telegram group and connect with us, because there all these pair we've analyzed, we'll be taking them when we have our entry for confirmation live on those groups. And if you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like buttons, and even turn on your notification to get updates like this every week. So thank you very much. This is the end of our weekly outlook, and you can see that we have potential trade and very clear trades that will make us money. There's nothing stopping us from making money from the market this week. These markets are very clear. They are all trending markets, very clear market. They are all trending markets. Once you have our confirmation, nothing is stopping us from taking our trade. So thank you very much, and see you next week.